I'm Alex, and this is Jan. We're doing this dating app, and what we want to do is basically we want to be your most trusted solution to meet new people. And we not only want to connect you, like probably you know from Tinder. We want to do it the right people at the right place and at the right time. I will come back for that later. First, as I said, I'm Alex. I have a background in accounting and finance. Jan, he's the technical guy. He has a master in robotics from ETH in Zurich, and he's an app programmer. And then we have Selina. She's our marketing girl, and she is responsible for the Beacon deployment. We have some angel investors and the largest Swiss TV station as our investors. So how does the whole thing work? You set up your account with Facebook. From there we take your likes, your places, your schools, and create a profile. And then the thing is that you have to apply to the community, and the existing user base decides if you get in or not. And that's very important for us to filter out like fake profiles and to guarantee a good user base. What you do then is when you get accepted, it's about 80% of the people get accepted, the rest gets rejected. You can say hi or bye by swiping through the stack of people. Then if you have a match, you can chat with each other. This basic functionality is similar to other apps like Tinder, but we think that's not enough. Because when we look at the evolution of online dating, it started as quite a complex thing where you had to fill out questionnaires about what kind of music do you like, are you a smoker, do you like dogs, whatever. And then from there on we came to another area. We call them the proximity-based mobile dating apps such as Tinder, Badoo, Lovoo. There are a lot of them, but we think we're not in a perfect world. That's where we want to go, and we think that the context is missing with all these apps. That's why we are using beacons from Estimate to solve that problem. Because what we have now is on such apps as Tinder or Lovoo or whatever is the quite low efficiency. In general, on average, a Tinder user spends about 1.5 hours per day in the app, like swiping through people, chatting, whatever, and we think that's quite inefficient. And then you have thousands of matches, but the meetings are quite rare. And we think that the relevance of the people is quite low. That's why we want to passively match people, so that you don't have to actively look for people anymore, but we bring you up with a suggestion as soon as you're in a nightclub or a bar. And with the beacons, we can have contextual information to have better recommendations. So how does it work in detail? As you see, we have placed beacons in bars and nightclubs, and we want to transfer the whole thing from online dating into the offline world, because we think it doesn't make sense if you're in the app chatting but not meeting the people at the end. That's why we use these beacons and connect the users instantly when they're at the same place. And the good thing is about it, everything works in the background, so you don't have to open the app. The only thing is you have to turn on Bluetooth, and then everything works automatically. So for those who don't know how it works with the beacons, quite easy. The first step, we have the beacon installed in here. We also have one here, so later you can check out the app, and if you turn on Bluetooth, it will work as well here. And what happens, you get into the beacon range, we can detect it, and look on our server if there's another other person as well in the same club, and if it is, then we send a push notification to both of them to notify you about your match. So far, we've partnered with about 50 locations in Zurich. It's mainly clubs and bars. We also have the casino, we have some small restaurants. And at the moment, we have about 100 visits per day in our top location. And in general, we gathered about 150,000 visits in all these locations, and we started about 2 months ago with the whole beacon deployment. So what else can we do with these nice beacons? We can drive traffic through these to these nightclubs and bars, because what we do is we place one beacon outside of the club, one inside. So we always know if someone's inside and somebody walks by the club, that if one of your matches is in there, we tell the girl or the guy, hey, one of your matches is inside the club. Don't you want to come in and have a drink at the bar with them? And you see, first we send this push notification to tell the person that you should come in, and then we offer a drink to break the ice. Another cool use case is with the casino. We detect if people walk by, because we have placed all around the building, we've placed several beacons, and we can detect if somebody is there, and then we can send them a voucher for the casino to come in. And if you open the notification, you have this voucher that you can redeem at the cashier. And then a really cool thing is what we're doing right now is we equip a whole ski resort in Switzerland with beacons. And as you can see, we have placed them in all the upper ski bars. We have placed them in all the lifts. So we connect people there. And if you have a match, we send you together to you and your match on a chairlift for 15 minutes. And if you like each other up there, you can have a drink for free on us. We work together with Campari, and they offer all the matches a drink. So I think that's a quite cool case with what we have here. And if you want to come to Switzerland in Arosa, 27th of December. And the coolest thing we think we have, we're in a beta stage that we're just testing it, is the heat map, because we know in real time in what kind of clubs or in what bar the most attractive crowd is. So we can tell you for the night in real time where you have to go out. And this map is a combination of GPS data and the top 5 clubs and bars in Zurich with the most people. You see here, there was last weekend, within 1 hour, we had about 45 people at Long Street, and then in these other clubs and bars. At the moment, it's in a closed testing phase, but we're going to release it soon. And the big thing is what we're on now to go out of Zurich, because we're only in Zurich at the moment, and we are trying to have a large scale beacon deployment. And for that, we're in talks with consumer brands such as Campari, InBev, or Absolut Vodka, because we want to use their existing channels to get into these bars and clubs. Because what we're doing right now is we establish connection one by one. We go to the bar and we go to the club and ask, can we place the beacon? This is quite time consuming. And if we can manage to work together with one of these brands, it would be much easier to deploy a very, very large number of beacons. For the brands, it's quite interesting, because what they can do, they can activate their consumers at the place where it matters. For you in a bar, if you say, yeah, you have a match here, why don't you go and have an Absolut Vodka at the bar? That's quite interesting for a brand. And we can drive traffic to these accounts. That's quite important as well for them. And last but not least, we can deliver customer insights, because we know what kind of people are there, how long they stay. And from our information from Facebook, we know about their likes, about the gender, about the name and everything. That's quite interesting for them. Yeah, so I would say get the app now. And if you match each other, the first time we have a beacon here, so you can test it live. Just turn on Bluetooth and have fun. Thanks. questions?
Yes, by attractive, do you mean the people that are most active on their mobile phones?
No, attractive.
Attractive, I know.
Attractive.
How do you decide who's attractive?
The whole community decides who's attractive. We have a scale from 0 to 1. 0 means you only get negative votes, and 1 means you only get positive votes. So, like the whole community as a whole thing, gives you a score.
That sounds dangerous.
Why? It sounds dangerous, he says. I mean, it is anonymous. It's not. It's like everything is anonymous. We don't tell who is there. It's just.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'm
Yeah, it's fun.
Please.
It says my profile is under review. When will I get in?
Excuse me.
It says my profile is still under review. When will I get in?
I rejected you.
Does that mean never?
No. It just needs some time because the existing community has to vote, and you have to get a certain number of votes before you get in. So this can take from 1 minute to at most 1 day. So yeah. But we also have these access code cards where we have people going to clubs and bars give you around these cards. And we also have in the app you can send codes to your friends so you get in directly.
Fingers crossed for you, Piotr.
Good luck.
We love you, Piotr. I'm always curious, when you give access to your Facebook account, how much information do you actually get?
We get your age, we get your name, we get your likes, we get your schools, and we get your places. Because what we do with that, we just show you if someone, you see what kind of commonalities you have. If you went to the same school, you have the same interests, that's all we do. But we don't show to other people all the likes, it's just what you have in common.
Okay, guys are going to be here till like late night. We know after yesterday that they are able to stay up for like partying. And the app is here, you can just test it. Any more questions right now? Yeah, okay. This is sort of an evil question. What do you say to people who accuse your application of facilitating stalking?
How do you want to stalk?
discreetly.
No, because
I thought this was obvious.
no, I mean you cannot. You always have to say hi to each other. So only if it's mutual, you have a match. If you don't say,
I know, but then you know where that person is. So suppose they said hi to you, and then they change their mind, and then you.
Yeah, you just block her in one click. For that, or I mean, we don't show you. We only show you if it's in the same club, of course. We show that, but you always have you have the option to turn it on, the function, or off. It's like one easy button, very visible. So you say, okay, no, I don't want to use it, then it's off.
Okay, last question, or we're good? We're good. Okay, let's move on. Thank you, guys.